Hello everybody, welcome to the webinar. I am Diksha from the Zoho Books team and I'll be hosting today's webinar session. Please note that this is a recorded webinar session. If you have any questions during the webinar, use the chat box provided and our product experts will have your questions answered for you. So let's see the agenda for today's webinar. First, we'll start off with why a company needs to integrate its CRM software with its accounting software. Next, I'll give you a quick overview on Zoho Books and Zoho CRM. Then, we'll see how you can integrate these two applications and go through the advantages of this integration. After this, we'll have a quick question and answer session. So, without any further delay, let's get started with the webinar. Now, why should you integrate your accounting software with your CRM software? To answer this question, let's go back to the basics. CRM software helps you to manage all your front office operations like customer interaction, sales management, marketing campaigns, and more. On the other hand, accounting software helps you to manage the back-end process, which includes customer purchase information, billing, shipping information, and more. But usually, when the company is starting, they first install only an accounting software to manage their bookkeeping. Once they start acquiring more and more customers, companies then incorporate a standalone customer relationship management system. This division in systems leads to many problems. In this webinar, we'll try to get a perspective on the problems with the help of a scenario where we'll discuss what consequences the problem will bring and the solutions that an integrated CRM and accounting software provides. One of the reasons to integrate your accounting software with your CRM software is to avoid department silos and data duplication. One of the major issues keeping sales and finance apart has to do with disparate data living in different systems. Let us say your company's sales department decides to use cloud-based CRM software. All your customer details are stored on cloud platform. On the other hand, when you started the company, the finance team opted to maintain the accounts in a desktop application. Now, since the two applications are on different platforms, these systems will rarely talk to each other. As a result, there is no proper storage of data and the company quickly becomes entangled in a complex application landscape. Ultimately, this difference in database results in no communication between the software. Since there is no communication between the systems, the problem of manual data entry arises, which in turn makes the data prone to errors. Due to these errors, the customer data will be different in databases and will lead to many difficulties, mainly billing. It does not matter if your company is a day old or 100 years old. It is never too late to centralize the data. The best way to do this is to move your business activity to cloud. With this approach, customer master records and account history will be in sync and up to date for the sales and finance team. Eliminate order to cash problem. The worst divide between sales and accounting is often found in order to cash problem. Let us take the example of a product-based company. As soon as the sales team receives a lead through the CRM, a sales executive is assigned and he or she starts interacting with them, identifies if the lead is potential or not. If the lead is identified as a potential, the sales representative gives them a product demo. If the product satisfies the requirement of the potential, the price is decided and the deal is closed. The sales executive then marks the lead as closed won in their CRM system. Now, since there is no sync between the CRM app and the accounting application, the finance team is left in the dark about the closed deal. As and when they are informed about this update, the finance team, which maintains its data in a spreadsheet or a desktop application, will have to go through the list of names, update the status, and then send out invoices to the customer. This whole process is tedious and unorganized, which in turn will cause a delay in reaching out to your customers. If there is an increased delay in sending the invoice, the customer might drop out of the deal, which ultimately leads to loss and may also create friction between the teams. Having your CRM and accounting software on the same platform ensures that both departments have the same accounting records as well as the same user interface. If both their platforms are on the cloud and when the sales team updates the data in the CRM application, the same details will be instantaneously reflected in the accounting software. Some integrated software also allow users to create invoices and other transactions directly from CRM within a single click, which in turn saves a substantial amount of time. Support your customers. The idea of customer relationship management is to manage all your company's relationship and interactions with customer and potential. Usually, these accounting activities are not included in CRM system and leads to miscommunication. These differences often depict the company uncoordinated, which lacks basic communication skill in the eye of the customer. Consider that your sales representative is offering a discount of 25% on a bulk deal and the potential has agreed to purchase the product on these terms and conditions only. Due to the difference in database of both the systems and lack of communication between the teams, the finance team is left in the dark and is unaware of these terms and conditions. Ultimately, the accounting team ends up sending an invoice to the customer without the discount. How do you think the customer will feel? The prospect had agreed to purchase the product on a certain set of terms and conditions that were discussed with them by the sales team. Instead, they receive an invoice with a completely different amount from the finance team. These miscommunications and lack of coordination are interpreted as unprofessional by the prospects, which in turn affect the brand value of your company. Instead of aligning around the departments, align the customers. An integrated platform will ensure that all sales, support, and account receivable related activities are tracked in one place. This will give a 360-degree view of customer data to all the departments, which increases visibility and gives clarity to the employees working in different departments. There might also be situations where your sales team is working on a requirement for a potential. With an integrated system, the finance team will be well informed about this and hence they can avoid bombarding the potentials with payment reminder emails. Easier cash collection. One of the major reasons preventing companies from achieving their targeted revenue is failure or delay in collecting cash from customers. Cash collection is usually considered the domain of accounts team. However, the sales and service team also tremendously impact how quickly the cash is collected. The sales department helps to bridge the gap between an enterprise and its clients. Consider a case where the customer needs a clarification on the invoice he or she has received from the accounts team. The customer reaches out to their point of contact and raises these concerns with them. In many organizations, the sales team does not have access to the books of account, which usually contains financial information along with the payment status of the client. To assist the customer, the sales team contacts the finance team, digs out the customer and invoice detail from the accounting software, figures out the solution, and then gets back to the customer. This sequence of events increases the response time and leads to negative customer experience. An increase in delay time may cause customer frustration, which in turn may motivate them to avoid any future deals with the company. Since the process takes a lot of time to reach out to the customers, the company ends up receiving the payment much later than anticipated. Both of the above mentioned problems may disrupt your account receivable and put the company in bad position in terms of their cash flow and reputation. You can use the integrated CRM and accounting system to share the customer payment history with the sales department. Since the sales department usually has a strong relationship with the clients, this visibility helps them to expedite sales and also provide a better customer experience. If the sales team has access to payment history, it will help them to identify bad business and poor payers. With this, the sales team can avoid selling to these customers and decrease poor credit risk. Most of the incentives that the sales team receive depends on the deal closed by them. Accessing these payment deals will in turn motivate them to work harder. Happy customers and happy employees. Economical and simple. Let us say your company decides to integrate its CRM and accounting application that are on different platforms. To set up these integrations, you might need to hire developers or else assign a team of employees to work on this integration. If you hire a developer, your company will have to spend on the salary of these employees. If your employees are working on this, they would either have to work extra time or stop all existing projects and concentrate on the integration and its testing. This process would consume a lot of your employees' time. It would also cause your prior tasks to be pushed back. If you're hiring a new developer to integrate your CRM and accounting software, your company will incur expenses in paying these developers. These expenses may cause a crunch in your budget. These problems can be easily solved if you are using software that is on the same platform, especially the cloud. There are also many accounting softwares that offer integrations with popular CRM softwares and vice versa. One of the easiest way to streamline your front and back office operations would be to use Zoho Books and Zoho CRM integration. Before we dig deeper into the integration, let me give you a quick overview on Zoho Books and Zoho CRM. As you all know, Zoho Books is an accounting software that lets you send invoices, reconcile bank transactions, track inventory, and generate reports. On the other hand, Zoho CRM is a robust CRM software that gives your business all you need to go from your first hello to the deal closing handshake and beyond. No matter what the size of your company is, Zoho CRM can be tailored to suit your business needs. With its user-friendly interface, it helps you create and reorganize modules, add custom fields and modules. It helps you automate all your routine activities like sending follow-up emails, updating records, and assigning tasks. To integrate these two applications, you should be in any paid plan in Zoho Books and in professional plan or above in Zoho CRM. Integration process can be split into following steps. First, let us see how to connect your Zoho Books organization with your Zoho CRM organization. Log into Zoho Books and click Settings. Then, click Integration. Choose Zoho Apps from the sidebar and click Connect again Zoho CRM. Click Connect again. In the pop-up window, enter your email address and ZSC key. ZSC key or Zoho Service Communication key is unique to each user for a Zoho product and can be used to access your data in that product from the other Zoho product. You can click here to create a Zoho CRM ZSC key. This will lead you to the Zoho CRM app. Copy the ZSC key and paste it in Zoho Books. Note: ensure that the user with which this integration is set up is an admin or a super admin. This user will be the record owner for every record that is pushed from Zoho Books to Zoho CRM. Then click Save. Next, choose the Zoho CRM module that you wish to be synced with your Zoho Books organization. First, let's see Contacts. Click Configure Now against Contacts. Then, select the module in Zoho CRM. In general, the accounts and contacts in Zoho CRM is similar to contacts and its contact person in Zoho Books. You can either select Accounts, where the accounts in Zoho CRM will be fetched as contacts in Zoho Books, or Contacts, where the contacts in Zoho CRM will be fetched as contacts in Zoho Books, or Accounts and their contacts, where the accounts and its contacts in Zoho CRM will be fetched as contacts and its contact person in Zoho Books. I'm choosing accounts and their contacts here. Now, if you have contacts that aren't associated with any accounts in Zoho CRM and you wish to bring them into Zoho Books as separate contacts, check this box. The customer created from accounts will be of subtype business and the customers created from contacts will be of subtype individual. If this option is not checked, all the customers that you create in Zoho Books will be pushed into Zoho CRM as accounts irrespective of their type chosen. Next, select the extent of sync. If you choose Fetch from CRM, the records will be fetched from Zoho CRM to Zoho Books. On the other hand, if you choose Sync both ways, the record will be fetched from Zoho CRM to Zoho Books and also vice versa. Sometimes, the record being pushed from Zoho CRM may already exist in Zoho Books, and in such cases, the records will be duplicated. So, in the account duplication preferences, you can choose what you wish to do with such duplicate records. You can either choose to clone, overwrite, or skip the record. I'm choosing skip here. So, the duplicate record will not be fetched into Zoho Books. Then, select a view to be synced. A view in Zoho CRM is a collection of similar records listed together based on specified criteria. So, if you want to import a few select contacts from Zoho CRM to Zoho Books, then you can create a view under Accounts or Contacts in Zoho CRM and group them there. Those views will be listed here and you can select it from the drop-down. When the option Accounts and their contacts is selected, you can select the account view as well as the contact view such that only select accounts and contacts will be fetched from Zoho CRM. While only the accounts and contacts belonging to a view will be fetched from Zoho CRM, all the contacts that you create in Zoho Books will be pushed from Zoho Books to Zoho CRM. Next, you can map the Zoho CRM fields to the corresponding Zoho Books fields before setting up the sync. When the Zoho CRM records are synced as Zoho Books entities, this manual mapping ensures that all the fields are matched perfectly. In case you have enabled multi-currency in Zoho CRM, make sure that the base currency is the same as that in Zoho Books before mapping the fields. However, if you have not enabled multi-currency, then make sure that the currency locale in Zoho CRM is the same as that in Zoho Books. Also, make sure to map the currency field for the contact sync to sync the currency as well. The option to map the currency field will be available only if you have enabled multi-currency in Zoho CRM. If you have not created custom fields for contacts in Zoho CRM that do not map with any fields in Zoho Books, then you can create those custom fields in Zoho Books before starting the sync and map them. Then click Save and Sync. The next module that we'll be seeing is Vendors. Click Configure Now. Repeat the same process that you followed in Contacts. Then click Save and Sync. The next module we are going to sync is Products. The products in Zoho CRM will be synced as items in Zoho Books. Click Configure Now. Set up the sync in the same way that we did for Contacts and Vendors. In Zoho CRM, the products aren't categorized based on the item type as in Zoho Books. So, while syncing, if you wish to classify the products fetched from Zoho CRM as goods and services in Zoho Books, create a custom field for the product in Zoho CRM and fill in the field with the values goods or services as per the format given over here. Then, map that custom field with the product type field here. Then, click on Save and Sync. If you wish to save your preferences and sync later, click on Save and Sync Later. The integration between Zoho Books and Zoho CRM also allows syncing of transaction modules. The Zoho Books modules like estimates, sales order, invoices and purchase order can be accessed from inside Zoho CRM as well. Click Enable and then click Confirm. Now, there will be a Zoho Finance module inside Zoho CRM from where you can access the above modules. Only the estimates, sales orders, invoices and purchase orders created inside the Zoho Finance module in Zoho CRM will be fetched into Zoho Books. Also, if you have created any custom fields for the above transaction modules in Zoho Books, Those custom fields will be visible in Zoho CRM too, and you can even create custom views and custom reports for these fields. Another handy feature of this integration is the configuration of triggers. For example, you can set a trigger in such a way that every time a potential qualifies, an estimate is created in Zoho Books. Potential is nothing but deals or opportunity in Zoho CRM. Click Change Trigger, then set the trigger rules and click Save. Sync settings. Once you have configured the integration, any new data you add will be updated via the automatic sync that occurs every 2 hours after the initial sync. However, there's also a manual instant sync option which you can use to sync updated data anytime. You can also pause or resume the sync. And the sync setting can be edited at any time. By clicking on Show Sync History, you will get a detailed history of the sync, including the number of records added, deleted, and updated, along with the time and date they were fetched into Zoho Books. Sync failures are also shown with the reason for failure. Not only that, if you have updated a contact in Zoho CRM and you wish to sync that alone in Zoho Books, then go to Contacts, click Fetch this contact from Zoho CRM. After you've set up the integration, let us see how it works and what are the advantages of this integration. Single source of truth. With the Zoho Books and Zoho CRM integration, both your sales and accounting team will be on the same page. This integration will ensure that the data in both these software is in sync. Let us see the effect of this integration in different modules. First, let's see how the sync takes place between the customer and the vendor module in Zoho Books and Zoho CRM. As mentioned earlier, through this integration, the account and its contact in Zoho CRM are fetched as contact and contact person in Zoho Books. Here, I have created an account Pacific Coast Manufacturing and then created a contact called Divya Sharma for the same account. View the accounts and the contact in Zoho Books. Go to Sales, Customer, and then click on CRM Customers. Now the account that we created, Pacific Coast Manufacturing, is available over here, and the contact that was created in Zoho CRM is fetched as a contact person over here. Similarly, if you create a contact in Zoho Books with a customer type business, it will be fetched as an account in Zoho CRM. And if you create a contact with a customer type individual, it will fall as a contact in Zoho CRM. Over here, I am creating a contact with a contact type business. As you can see, the contact that was created is present under the accounts module in Zoho CRM. Similarly, the vendors that are created from the vendors module in Zoho CRM will be fetched under the vendors module in Zoho Books. You can view all the vendors that were fetched from CRM by clicking on the CRM vendor filter. Similarly, the vendors that are created from here will be fetched under the vendor module in Zoho CRM. Now let's move over to the product details. An item created in Zoho Books will be fetched as an product in Zoho CRM. The item stock details that were entered while creating an item in Zoho Books will be fetched under the section Zoho Finance Information in Zoho CRM. As and when the stock details change in Zoho Books, the same detail will be updated in Zoho CRM. This way, your sales team can commit the correct quantity of items to the customer. Now let's create a product in Zoho CRM and see how the details are reflected in Zoho Books. Over here, I have created two custom fields called product type and product price. The custom field product type in Zoho CRM is mapped to the field product type in Zoho Books. Similarly, The custom field product price in Zoho CRM is mapped against the field cost price in Zoho Books. Now enter all the relevant details and then click on Save. Now as you can see, the product has been fetched as an item in Zoho Books. Now let's move on to the transaction details. Invoice, estimate, sales order and purchase order created in Zoho Books will be present under the finance module in Zoho CRM. Now let's try to create an invoice in Zoho Books. Click on plus new and click on customer. Customer for which you would like to send the invoice has not been yet fetched from Zoho CRM. Then you can click on the search icon, click on Zoho CRM and enter the account name. Once you do that, the particular account will be fetched as a contact in Zoho Books. Now, if you have any potentials or deals that you wish to associate with this customer, you can click on this button. The available potentials will be listed here. You can select from the drop-down menu and you can also find this transaction under the potentials in Zoho CRM. After filling in all the other details, click on Save and Send. You can link potentials or deals with estimates and sales order as well. Now, after the sync, if you go to Zoho CRM, you will be able to find this transaction under the Zoho Finance module and under the sub-tab Invoice. You can also view the transactions like estimates, sales order and purchase order over here. And you can also view the status of the transactions in one go from here. Similarly, any transaction that is created from the Zoho Finance module in CRM will be reflected under the respective module in Zoho Books. Now let's move on to the next module, Users and Roles. Similar to Users and Roles in Zoho Books, there are profiles in Zoho CRM. Click Setup and click Security Control under Users and Control. The profiles that you have created so far will be listed here. You can create different profiles like sales, marketing, support, etc. with different set of permissions to modules, operations, setup customization, and access to various apps. Some of these permissions include Zoho Books activities like creating and sending out sales transaction. The admin can create profiles and associate them to users in Zoho CRM organization. For example, if you want the salesperson in your company to create estimates but not send it out to the customers, click on the profile, scroll down to Zoho Books Finance permission, and against estimates, uncheck the box against send mail. You can associate profiles to various users and any changes you have made to a particular profile will be updated automatically. Avoid delinquent customers. As you know, with this integration, your sales team can view the payment status and the number of transactions that have occurred with the customer. This data helps your sales team to shortlist customers who make payment on time. You can also implement business strategies to retain customers. For example, a separate price list with discounted amounts can be created in Zoho Books for all your loyal customers. Now, whenever a transaction is created from Zoho Books or from Zoho CRM, this price list can be associated to the transaction and sent out to the customer. You can also track the customers based on their payment status. Various filters have been provided in Zoho CRM over here. As a business owner, you might also sell your goods or services on credit to some of your customers, which increases the risk of having huge amounts of overdue balance. Zoho Books lets you set a credit limit for each customer, thereby letting you have control over outstanding receivable balances. To set a credit limit for a customer, click on customer's name, click on edit and enter the credit limit over here. Then click save. Now, if you create a transaction for that customer in Zoho Books or Zoho CRM and the credit limit has been exceeded, then the following error message will pop up. In this way, you can keep track of the receivables and also avoid doing deals with such customers. Another amazing feature of this integration is the real-time communication that your finance and sales team can have with each other. Let's say that your sales team has created an estimate for the customer printing dimension, which is in the draft status. Your sales team has viewed this particular transaction from Zoho CRM and has promised this customer to provide an additional discount of 25%. Your sales team can simply add a note in Zoho CRM, which your finance team can view under the Zoho CRM section, and then make the necessary changes in the estimate. Similarly, the comments that have been added from Zoho Books will be reflected under the timeline section in Zoho CRM. This integration also allows you to automate the process of transaction creation based on probabilities. You can set up triggers to send invoices or estimates to your potentials. While talking about potential, we shouldn't forget an important factor called probability. A potential being won or lost in Zoho CRM depends on the custom field probability. Let us try to understand this with a simple example. Suppose you have set the trigger to create invoices automatically when the potential is won. Now, if the stage of potential is marked as closed won in Zoho CRM, the probability changes to 100 and invoices created in Zoho Books. If the potential is then edited and the stage changed to close lost, the probability becomes 0 and the invoice is voided in Zoho Books. However, once the invoice has been marked as sent in Zoho Books, changes made to the potential will no longer affect the invoice. Each stage of potential has a probability value which can be edited. Log into Zoho CRM and click on Setup icon. Then click Modules and Fields and hover over Deals and click Stage Probability Mapping. Here, you can see the different stages of potential and the probability value allocated to them. You can even add or delete stages, edit the probability value, set the forecast type and category as well. You can also make use of the automation module provided in Zoho CRM to automate simple and repetitive tasks. If one of your customer has not created an invoice for the past 90 days, an automation rule can be set up where a task is automatically created for that customer and is assigned to the CRM contact owner. With the data flowing seamlessly between these two products, you can create customized reports in Zoho CRM. To create a report for the Zoho Finance module, go to Report, click on Zoho Finance Report, and then click on Create Report. Select the modules, select the report type, select the columns that you wish to view in the report, set up the filters, enter the name, and click on Run. In this way, you can create various reports by setting up filters based on your requirements. Now let's take a quick recap on this webinar. First, we saw why it is important to integrate your CRM software with your accounting software. Next, we had a quick overview on Zoho Books and Zoho CRM. Then we saw how to set up this integration and how the changes are reflected in Zoho Books and Zoho CRM. Now, if you have any questions regarding this webinar, please make use of the chat box provided and our product experts will have those questions answered for you.